Donald Trump just did what he just did. Hello, Carl.
Hi, Jeff. It's remarkable. This was billed today as an education reform speech, and Mr. Trump started it out by saying he just wanted to talk a little bit about Hillary Clinton, and then ripped into her over her email scandals, and then essentially relitigated and rehashed last night's forum for a good 15 minutes or so. It's clear that he felt as though it was necessary to reiterate that, in his view, he was an initial opposer of the Iraq War, notwithstanding his remarks to Howard Stern suggesting that he might have supported it. He again today accused the press and Hillary Clinton of lying and misrepresenting what his truth is, and that is that he was one of the early opposers, notwithstanding his remarks to Howard Stern. He is going at length after Hillary Clinton, and did so at the expense of his education speech to some extent. Those remarks quite short, proving that he is very much in this battle, and that he and Hillary Clinton for the next 60 days are probably going to go hammer and tong like this just about twice a day. Every single opportunity that reporters have to ask them questions, it's going to be their opinion of the other. And even when they're not asked, as we just saw from Donald Trump, who did use his teleprompter for a great portion of this, clearly the remarks were prepared in advance. They knew he was going to have to go at Hillary again in the wake of last night's event in New York with two series of interviews and town hall meetings.
I don't understand this, notwithstanding the remarks to Howard Stern. He told Howard Stern he was in support of the war. That was very early in the campaign. And now he wants us to erase that from the history books. And when we don't, it's our fault for misrepresenting what is actually a fact. It's really difficult to wrap your head around what it is we're being expected to do here, because I'm not doing that. That's insanity. And
sure.
Career suicide. He said he was for the war, period. That's it.
He was asked if he supported it, and he said, yes, I guess so, to Howard Stern. Now, what Trump does is he talks about 2003 with an interview in Esquire and a number of appearances on TV, including on Fox News Channel with Neil Cavuto. But even in those references in 2003, he occasionally spoke very positively. And when Saddam Hussein was ultimately toppled and captured, he said it was a great day for the United States, and he became a supporter pretty fast on. So there's a lot of mixed messages on the Iraq stuff from Mr. Trump. He said things positive about it. He said things negative about it. But his first recorded utterance was to Howard Stern when he said, yeah, I guess so, to the question of whether he was in support of it. As for the education speech here, Shep, Trump today proposed block granting about $11 to $20 billion worth of pre-existing federal education money to the states and particularly municipalities so that they can create what he calls opportunity scholarships for underprivileged kids growing up in poverty, to go to any school of their choice, whether it's a parochial school or a charter school like this one, or a public school or even online schools. And that part of the speech was probably about 15 or 20 minutes today. He's very much embracing the Republicans' long-standing appeal for school choice, and that always resonates. And he even got a big round of applause when he said Common Core isn't working. So this was a double policy, but the most emphasis was clearly on cleanup and furthering the fight from last night's forum.
Carl Cameron in Cleveland for us. Carl, thank you much. The Hillary Clinton side of this after this.